For Spain, they still haven't answered the question as to what is it that they do in the final third and how dynamic they can be in the final third, because they're very predictable. As for Portugal, you're still depending on Cristiano Ronaldo. And today, there were some evidences that Cristiano, not so much.
In particular, Shaq, there was that time where he was put through, took too much time on the ball, got tackled, and then he's like giving it this, someone needs to tell me there's, man on. Well, of course there's a man on. You just passed him to get the blooming ball in the first place.
I mean, that was kind of the highlight of it, but so much of Ronaldo's play, he's just lost half a yard, I guess we'll have to call it. And it's telling in a number of things that he does, in his movements, in how quickly he gets shots off in traffic. He's just not, and of course he's 37 years old, but he's not the player that he once was. And I just don't think that Portugal do a good enough job of covering that up or supporting him. And the question then becomes is, do you leave Ronaldo out? Who do you bring in? Leao came off the bench later on. It's so many questions. And then a similar question that we had around Ronaldo for the last couple of seasons. Does he become more of a liability when he's left out? Because of how, as I always use Gab's phrase, takes up all the oxygen in the room. So if you don't have a happy Ronaldo, how does that play off with the rest of the dressing room? And clearly that's a question that Fernando Santos isn't quite ready to answer yet. Erik ten Hag has done, but Santos not prepared to find out.
So Shaka, of course, you took a lot of stick over the last week or so after you gave us your World Cup power rankings and you admitted you forgot Portugal. Maybe that was a Freudian slip? Maybe you were right, Shaq.
Yeah, maybe their play just kind of numbed my senses. That's what it is. I changed my answer, Dan. They numbed my senses to what it is to expect from them.
They did what?
Listen,
I don't know what he's talking about.
They numbed my senses. The
truth is, what do you mean by that, Jack?
You don't know what I mean by numbed my senses?
Portugal numbed your senses, so now they're not in the top 10, or they are in the top 10?
They weren't, and they're not going to be anymore.
Right, because they numbed your senses.
After what we saw today. That's right. Saying that, I don't think any of the big boys in European football had a great international window. And you talk about Brazil and Argentina going into this. More and more you see them, and then you see everybody else in Europe. It looks South America bound.
South America of the opposite of numb my senses. Thank you very much, Shaka. Just a reminder, domestic football returns. What?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.